the sick with no remedy. All my thoughts come from loud and some Hennessy. God told me show mercy to my enemy. What the devil saying make his ass a memory. I'm blacking out and yesterday is just a blur to me. And the only way to stop me is to murder me. I spit it hot, I burn the track to the 3rd degree. A surgeon to the beat, I give it open heart surgery. I give it life, I keep it real. I'm spitting life, my wrongs, my rights, my kids and wife. Life's a gamble, I'm pitching dice. Bob Barker grind, looking for the right price. Stuck in the trap for the cheese like mice. Lance Armstrong float. Yes.
L-E-X-R-Y.
Yes, it is. Welcome.
What up?
Yo. It's the PMP.
I was still posting, sharing the link. All right, let's try this again. That wasn't a proper introduction.
Are we saying mother loving? We just going yo, it's the PMP show.
It's the,
but yo, it's the mother loving PMP show. Okay.
That's how we extend.
All right, here we go.
Yo, it's the mother loving PMP show.
Let's get it.
Miggy Figgy
like
PMP
that.
show.
But it sounds like it's missing something still.
Because we can't curse on certain platforms.
I'm
Why? You just messed the algorithm up that quick.
Yo, my bad, bro. I mean,
but yeah, we out here, man.
Dope.
Your mother loving boy, World War Z.
Uh-huh.
Are we gonna do the AKAs early?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, Jimmy B there, but okay,
No,
gonna go right there.
All
right, well, let me rewind it because I don't have an AKA.
Yes, and you're going first.
Off the top, it's your mother loving boy, World War Z. I'm gonna bring an old one back, AKA Angry Smurf. I'm bringing the old one back. I'm definitely
I like that,
doing
Angry Smurf. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's his sidekick, co-host,
Co-defendant.
brother from another mother,
yes,
co-defendant,
yes,
all that and the above. Your boy Jimmy VIP, aka no herpes. I've been tested.
No herpes.
No herpes. I've been tested. Okay,
sounds good.
Because I had a bump.
Every 3.
I had a bump. And you know when you get a bump, you start to worry, like,
thing.
yo,
who I smoke after? Like,
who, yo. Yeah, so no herpes. If you see a bump, it's not a herpes. All right.
Oh shit.
All right. So, what happened to the?
I think that was just her, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
When she ready.
But anyway, we back for another episode
we got a special guest. This one should be good today, y'all.
We do have Miss Lex Ryan. I don't know if she's there yet, so we going.
She seems a little spicy and jazzy, so she's gonna be talking a lot of ish with us.
Spicy,
jazzy, spicy. It's a good adjective.
Sounds like a Spice Girl
for a woman that's, don't mind speaking her mind. You know what I mean? Like that sounds like a suitable adjective.
Hey yo.
But happy Juneteenth while Jimmy finds a lighter.
Don't.
But we ain't gonna go into it yet because there's a debate brewing.
Yes, already. I'm anti Juneteenth.
Right.
I'm just letting it be known. I'm really anti.
Stop the cap.
This nigga here. We're gonna have to break that. Like I am anti paganistic holidays, bro. Like, first of all, I'm gonna get to it. Like, I'm gonna touch
because she wanted to chime in. That's
she did. She did want to chime in. So I'll wait. So let's just talk about the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend was dope. We did the escape room. You know what I'm saying?
We did do
that shit was dope. Yeah, we fucking took 15 minutes to figure out there was certain clues we had to give each other, which kind of fucked us up. So we would have got out of there, but we ran out with about 2 minutes to go. So
she said that. She literally was like 2 to 3 minutes left.
We would have had.
We were so close. We were good. So. Shout out to the escape room. Like, if y'all haven't been, I recommend y'all go. That shit was fire.
Check them out. I feel like I could make one of them.
I mean, we can.
Ill one too.
But I must really scare somebody.
Like, you got to hit this blunt to unlock.
Oh shit! People gonna fail. What about my job where you're gonna die in here?
I'm never gonna let you out.
You're not getting out till you hit this blunt. Like, that'll be.
You gotta make a smoke ring, and it's gonna release the key. Oh shit! I'm telling you, but them escape rooms is dope because you really got to think, yo. Like, you be in there really motherfucking losing your mind trying to figure this shit out.
We did the prison break joint. There's a lot of different scenes, but that they said the prison break was the most difficult out of all of them. So shout out to the prison.
I want to do the destruction room next. That's the one I want to do next. I want to do one of them shits where you just go in there with the baseball bat, hacksaw.
Yeah.
I do that at work a lot.
Couple grenades.
We tear shit up at work a lot. So I'm gonna just sit back and let y'all get off because I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Tear shit up like axes, like caskets and all that shit. Like but shout out to Escape Room. Shout out to Father's Day yesterday. Father's Day was yesterday. Yeah. I got what I want. It didn't come in the mail yet. I got me a pair of Jordan 5s, the new tangerine colored gray with the tangerine, and I got another pair of tailor-made ones I made. Nice. They'll be in the mail. Other than that, I mean, I had a good day. Chill with your loved ones.
Right. Dope,
had a cooked meal, that type of shit. What about you?
It was low key for me. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I ain't had my kids this weekend, but that's another subject. But it was dope. For what it was dope. You know what I'm saying? I got to spend some real quality time with my lady, you know what I mean? And, it was dope. I just say that, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell y'all offline, but it was, for the most part, I had a wonderful time. Everything she did for me was beautiful. We went out and had brunch, you know what I'm saying? Like, ate some good lamb chops and grits at the 404 Crab.
That spot is retarded, bro.
That spot is crazy, yo. That spot is
low
crazy,
key.
so.
Yo, what I get from there, it's the fried lobster tail with the fried rice. It's a dish. Yo, and the lobster tail about big as a steak. Fried rice was good. So yeah.
When we did our Piedmont thing and went out there with some drinks and hung out, blew a couple. It's always dope to do that. Look at the people and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then went back to another buffet because niggas was smacked. So he went back to the spot called Atlantic Seafood. Sushi and hibachi.
Okay, not the Atlantic Seafood Market.
No. It's a hibachi bar, but it's a buffet too. And they got, nigga, you'll go in there and lose your mind because it's only like $20. You know what I'm saying? And you'll go in there and lose your mind. But Chinese? You'll be mad. Everything Chinese.
No. It's a Chinese owned, Asian owned.
Yeah, because they was definitely breaking the child labor laws. They had 5-year-olds in there giving you Pepsis. Like, they was definitely breaking the law. I can promise you that.
I think they're legal to work at 5. At 5 though over there.
I think so. Because I promise you, the two niggas, it was two twins that was seating everybody and taking the money. Them niggas couldn't have been no older than 12. You know what I mean? So
damn.
Yeah. One nigga sweep. I'm not making this up, America. The nigga that was sweeping the little nigga, I looked at my lady like, yo, you see this little nigga? He was like 8 with the little bucket thing with the broom, walking around sweeping up, and I'm like, yo.
Had that nigga out there in diapers. That nigga had a
shout out to y'all for keeping it family owned for real, because you know what? That's dope. Because if black people did it, I'd be like, oh, that's dope. They're giving their kids an opportunity, probably giving them a couple
sweatshop
hours.
That shit. It's a family business, bro.
Like, if with all the kids we have, if you had a restaurant or something where they can work on the weekend when ain't shit going on, they get your ass in this goddamn.
I mean, you can have them chopping and bagging, like in the trap, like like if they're gonna be out here and see it anyway, they might as well just don't put gloves on.
Some of you niggas definitely got the pack of the stroller because you don't think the cops gonna check the stroller. Them days over with. They
have your son in 3rd grade accidentally with the pack on him at school because you accidentally left it.
Putting a half a joint in the Cheerios box and thinking you letting your little man walk down the street with it like you coming from the store. Those days is over with. They smacking your little man. They know the brick is in there.
Facts.
He's going to jail.
Facts.
She bet.
Okay. Yeah. So we did our little thing. I guess I'm ready to get started.
Yeah, I'm ready to get started. Yeah, let's bring her right on in. She's coming in hot.
Let's bring in Lex Ryan.
Shout out to
ladies
Lex Ryan.
And gentlemen.
I wish we had some hand claps, but
Hey. I know what happened to the hand clapping.
There we go.
Thank you. Give me my clap.
So welcome, Lex.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining the PNP show.
Definitely.
We're gonna jump right in. Like, for one, if you want to tell everybody about yourself, what you got going on.
Yeah. So about me, it's so weird when people ask about me. I feel like I'm the most boring person, but I'm not boring. But I feel like I'm boring when people ask, because I'm like, these days I like planting. I like, smoking a lot of weed. That's also a great pastime of mine.
Feel free to light up now if you want.
I wish you had known that this was a weed-friendly show because I definitely would have rolled up.
Hey, if you need 5 minutes,
if you need 5 minutes, go ahead and handle your business.
Handle your business.
I should have done blind research.
I wish I would have known, but no. I mean, I'm, IT project manager by day. I work from home, so that's always nice. And then, other than that, I'm a big foodie, so try new restaurants. That's my thing. Anything that's good liquor. Tequila reposado, preferably. Anything good liquor, good food.
Casamigos.
Good smoke. Yep, Casamigos. That's my thing. Anything like that, I'm good.
All right. I wanted to ask you a question about the IT project manager.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the smart. I'm smart, but I'm not the smartest guy. Okay. What exactly? IT project manager. What does that entail?
So, do you know what a project manager does in general? And then we can
if I sound it out, you manage the projects.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Right. So if there's like a project. So IT project manager manages mostly IT related projects. So anything from like I have a project right now for like a SharePoint migration or any type of project that's going to involve the IT or networking or anything like that. That's the type of projects I manage. Very boring, actually, but it pays bills. So
that's what I want.
As long as it keeps the bills paid. And
it keeps the lights on.
Right. And you said you work from home.
I do work from home. I've actually worked from home since 2014. So previous, like before COVID. Yeah. So I was living the COVID life before everyone was living the COVID life. Like I was already not going out the house, already getting groceries delivered.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. Now does that seem like, for people that do work at home, anybody else watching could chime in. Like, do you guys sometimes feel trapped? Because sometimes leaving out the house is your escape, but you stuck working at home. Now you got to run to the grocery store, like you said, get groceries delivered. Now I'm cooking. I've been in the house 16, 17, 18 hours. I ain't went nowhere. You know what I mean? Like that has to have some type of effect, you would think, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's like I can get into my modes where I don't want to leave the house. So sometimes I won't leave the house until like Friday.
Yeah.
And I'll be good, like bonnet on the whole time unless I have calls. So yeah.
Right. All right, well, let's get into it, y'all, because
I got another question though about your about IT.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
What does IT mean? I'm serious.
Technology.
Thank you. I didn't want to sound like I didn't know exactly what it was, but seriously, that was a serious question. And how long have you been doing that?
So I've been in IT since 2008. But I've been a project manager for the last 3 years. But I've been in IT, so I was doing more implementations on the software side. So I was actually training users on how to use certain software. So I would go work for companies, they have a certain software and they would have, customers who needed that software. So what I would do is go and travel and train those customers. So I used to travel a lot, like just training, going to the customer site, training them on how to use the platform or whatever platform I was supporting at that time. So, but yeah, I've been in IT, and actually I will say, I feel like IT is something that more Black folks really need to pay more attention to getting into, because that's one of the biggest job markets where you can make so much money and you don't have to have a degree. So it's like, that's perfect for a lot of, Black folks if we would just like get more into IT, because you can get a couple of certs and that's all you need, and you can make over 100,000 just with certs, no degree. So I encourage you.
Real quick, with all the because in your field, you know what I mean, with all the advancement in technology, Is that a field that you feel artificial intelligence can come into and kind of start pushing some of those jobs out the window that humans are doing? Or do you feel like your job in your particular field is still safe for the time being? Because they're saying it's artificial intelligence is getting to the point where it is taking some of these jobs from people, you know what I mean, who is dealing with setting up certain things because all they're doing is punching this in a program and the computer is telling them what to do. You know what I mean? Right. So is that something you feel?
No, I don't really, because I think it's only certain things that will work for. Like project management, you need a person for project management because a big part of project management is the personality and being able to build like connections with your teams and being able to have that type of working relationship with them where they trust you and you trust them. So projects really can't move without an actual physical person because you also have to stay on top of the team and things like that. So I do think that some functions of IT can get replaced by AI, but I don't think as a whole it will ever be able to be replaced by AI.
Gotcha.
Hopefully.
Okay. Right.
or I'll be looking for another career.
Oh, that's right.
All right. So now with that out of the way,
yeah,
we're ready to move forward.
Okay, let's move forward
and talk about what we're here to talk about. So,
do you want to do the Juneteenth debate first? Because
I was
about to go. That's why I said, do you want to do that first?
I mean, we can. She's gonna be here. Topics,
I mean, it was a fun one. It wasn't, you know what I mean? If you didn't want to say something.
Juneteenth. You know, I just have questions about Juneteenth, like because for real, I know people say it's been around forever. Like people always, but let's just be honest, right? I'm gonna say I in the circles I was in coming up didn't hear about Juneteenth growing up, coming up. Now I might have heard it. I heard it like Kwanzaa. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew it existed. You know,
I didn't even know it existed. I'm sorry for my
that too. I'm gonna say late teens. I heard it brought up like, hey man, you need to be, you know, this is the day we were freed, and
it was more of a South thing. It was more people like, that shit was in like Mississippi and shit. Like
I've never heard of. I don't want to come off ignorant,
right?
But
sorry.
I've never heard it. I've never heard about it until recently, and then now they observe it as a national holiday. Now, did that just come to pass?
Yeah, that shit was in the last.
With George Floyd, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for sympathy plea, they gave us a holiday.
There you go. And you know who did it? Boy Biden. You ain't black unless you vote for me.
You ain't black unless you vote for Joe Biden.
You ain't black enough, Charlamagne.
I just want to ask. I mean, I heard you say Happy June. Like all day, some people been coming up to me and saying that, and I don't know. I just, you know, being like, if it's the day that we've been freed, if that's exactly what the day is, was that what's the date that happened?
June. Well, 19th. Basically, and basically, like it said, we were
already
officially. Yeah, but the last slaves to get word were in Texas on this specific date. So now that's moving forward. That's kind of like, all right, this is it. Yeah.
Okay. But what year was that?
Don't get me to lying.
Lex,
you know what year that was?
I want to know people who celebrate you. What's the date?
As I said, don't get me to lying. I don't remember.
Do you know the date, Lex?
I don't know the year. No, I want to take a stab at it, but I don't want to sound slow. So I'm going to keep going.
So officially,
let it sound ignorant for you.
It was after the Civil War, like people like.
I remember, but it took a long time.
Yeah, I'm saying, but what you remember the year?
Do you remember the year?
Yeah, I don't remember the year.
After Civil War.
Because the Emancipation Proclamation was 1863.
Correct.
So, and if it was a couple years after that, then it had to be around 1865.
We need to look that up. I'm just saying.
You would think.
I'm just saying for us to go around, it's a lot of. As a people, it's a lot of shit that we need to do to be together. You know what I'm saying? To come together, right? And if it's going to be Juneteenth, like we just going to get a day, I think we need to get knowledge. Like we need to do some stuff. Like we need to find out what really it is. Like, I just don't like I feel like they've been handing us shit and we just been 1863. So it was 1863. So that's our Independence Day. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and I get your gripe, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things to where, first of all, the way they threw it at us, like, okay, now we're going, like, I just hate the catering to, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you want black people to, you know, do something, you know, you shuck and jive for them, and I just don't like that. So I feel like that's why they definitely made it a federal holiday, you know what I mean, off the strength of that. And they kept the reparations conversation quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because all of that shit was going on around the same time. They hurried up and made that shit a national holiday. All right, black people fall back. It's a step-by-step process. Nah, fuck that. If we're going to do this reparation thing, let's make this shit happen. You did it for certain other communities.
You got a comment, too.
You did it for a few other communities. We ain't going to say no names because they're powerful people, but you lace them. They good. And you still breaking them off with $8 billion a year sending that shit over there. It might be up to $10 billion now. So
So y'all don't think that any of that, because I'm assuming you're talking about the Jewish community, right?
Yeah.
So y'all don't think that some of that is due to them being more united as well as a community?
I do.
We get upset for other communities doing better than we are doing, but then we are crabs in a bucket a lot of times. So
most of the time.
Oh yes, so if we're crabs in a bucket, then how can we get upset at communities that look out for each other? Like, that's what we should be doing too. So I feel like we should be taking from them instead of.
Oh, go ahead, finish up.
No. I was just saying, I think we can learn from them instead of feeling like there was a disservice done to us, which of course we know there's been a disservice
right
done to Black people. But I'm just saying, as far as like with the Jewish community, things like that, at the end of the day, they have unity. We don't. So
that's true. That's the God's honest truth.
I agree with that, right? 100%, because that's what we want to do here on this platform is bring our people together. But here's the thing. It's hard when you're a couple of years, 100 years behind on that concept. Like if from the beginning we were disenfranchised and held to a lower standard, every time one of us every time one of us does come up, why would he want to continue to bring, like he wants to celebrate being not looked at upon as being, you know, so I think we're too far behind.
We gotta stop saying that.
Hold on. No. I mean, listen, I'm just trying to be honest though. Like I know we do gotta stop saying it.
I'm saying that's not an honest thing though.
What's not an honest thing? What's not truth?
Because if they took everything from us,
right,
we were never behind. We were always
they did say okay.
Mentally, remember what I said when you said
mentally free.
Right. When you talk
mentally
about
free.
Mental, then I can agree with you. But
mentally.
Let me ask you this though. Because she said, why doesn't other groups why don't we follow other groups? But let me ask this question, y'all.
Go ahead.
Because in those other groups, there is Black individuals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who are in those other groups, like the, out the LGBTQ, and you have mixed race, biracial people who have family members who may be Asian or Jewish or et cetera, et cetera. So my thing is, why haven't us as a collective come together first of who we are first, instead of branching off into individual,
who are we?
What I'm saying as a whole, like,
can I answer that?
You got Black Jews, you got Black people who are gay and lesbian. We're talking about why can't we collectively come from the
Can I answer that from my perspective? From my perspective, I feel like one of the reasons and one of the main reasons why is because we have no identity to go back to and say we all are this.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, how some Asian people, some of them are Japanese, some of them are Korean, some of them are this. So they have an identity in the culture.
What are we?
All I know is from 1979, the year I was born, and anything I might have learned in history prior to and what I'm learning now. But I have nothing to say. My family is from here. My people are this. This is my bloodline back in the 1600s. Like, we don't really have that. Like, you know, some of your white friends back in the day, they been knew they shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember this little white girl I went to school with, bro. I swear to God, the nigga General Hess in the fucking German army. This nigga, she knew she was related to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like a distant fucking uncle, but it's shit like that we don't have. Like, I can't say such and such and such and such was a great African warrior back in the 1700s, and he's my whatever cousin. Like, we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got lost in the shuffle. We have it. It just got distorted and lost in the shuffle. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal take on it. That's
but do you think some of it, though, is that we also want to always have a seat at other folks' tables too? So just thinking about just even with, you know, segregation, before segregation, we were a really strong community.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't enough for us, right? Because it wasn't enough for us to be able to go into Black businesses and spend our money, or be able to go into Black restaurants or things like that. So what did we have to do? We had to fight to get a seat and be able to shop and support businesses that didn't even want us there. So when you talk about, you know, biracial, and I'm not saying anything against, you know, interracial dating or things like that, but I do feel like a lot of times we do kind of want a seat at other folks' tables. So we're not focused on our own table because we're too busy trying to have a seat over there with other folks. So
Agreed. But let me ask you this. Do you feel like, I feel like some of the people don't have their own table to go sit on, so they just want to be seated at a table, period. Like, it ain't like, I feel that exactly what you said is a fact, but some people, us, like what, you know, what my man just said is that we don't know where we come from, like, truthfully, honestly, and we just want to be somewhere. We want to be a part of something. And the most important thing we should do is want to be together and come together and sit together. But the how to make that happen.
Do you believe you come from something?
Definitely,
Bro, definitely.
1,000%.
So without faith,
faith with it. I mean,
but and you want to
works.
Okay, so you gotta go and find that information.
I mean, for us, you gotta agree that they fucked us up so much with paperwork and shit. We don't. It's hard,
but that's what I'm saying, and I think that's what I was getting at with the question, because I feel like if we're trying to find who we are, like collectively, why aren't we collectively coming together to understand where we come from, where we are, etc.,
and to add to that info, guy,
branch out to
like a lot of us,
like she said,
a lot of us mixed in with the Native Americans too. So now, and they wasn't keeping paper records like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I said that. So you know that side, it's gonna be hard as hell for you to find that shit, because it just really, we didn't just think about shit, and it just wasn't around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably different because I grew in the Midwest. So
right.
I know a lot of my heritage.
Gotcha.
That,
but it could,
it could be more. I understand where y'all
right.
Slave,
not to make an excuse. You're right, because this
no excuse.
No excuse.
I know
excuse.
Inner city, all that stuff.
Right.
It's that information is hard to come by.
Right.
Unless you have a great grandfather.
There you go. And all of them
who's telling you.
There you go. There you fucking go. Right.
So I get it.
Right. That's what we need, the big mamas and shit still. Sorry, go ahead, Lex.
But if we know who we are now, why do we really, like, if we know where we are, who we are now, right? Like, why is it so important? I mean, not saying it's not important, but I'm just saying, like, that shouldn't be a hindrance to us not knowing where we're from. Because at the end of the day, we have to be here for our other generations. So it's like everything we're building now is for your generation who will know where they're coming from. So,
but you know what it is? I would like to know exactly what country I'm from in Africa. I guess that's what I think. I know I'm from there. But we're at over there.
What is it, Ancestry.com or something?
I don't believe that shit, bro.
Yeah. Whose history is that?
beyond the diaspora, right?
Yeah.
Like beyond the diaspora, the
Right.
argument.
Right.
Everybody wants to be the people, right?
There you go.
That's
we
it.
come from.
There
Like, whether
you go.
we feel like
It's us.
It's
what
us,
where
yeah.
you think me and you think
Right.
as far as where we originally
We
came from,
yeah.
as opposed to, you know, Africans, Caribbeans,
Yeah.
all of those other folks who believe they were first
Right.
before us,
Right.
right? So, I mean, I get both sides. I just think, again, like, why can't we just collectively just push the narrative forward for us as a collective, regardless of
going
where
back
we
to
from.
what y'all was saying too, like the table is capitalism, unfortunately. That's the table we all sitting at now. You know what I'm saying?
And we as a
Capitalism is-
people
you know what
don't
I mean?
have a seat at that table. We as a people,
Not a
like,
strong one. Not
Right.
we do like but going back to what Lex said, we do if we come together.
Together,
You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? Like and
exactly.
realize the
But we
but
have
I'm saying now, huh?
No, so I said we have enough. So this was a little irritating. I feel like we have enough millionaires or enough Black people with, not, let me not say enough, but we have a good amount of Black people. They have money and they don't do anything. A lot of them don't do anything to like change the community in a major way.
Right.
Like Nipsey was, like Nipsey,
Right.
before he actually went into his community, created like a whole like neighborhood where he had like teaching skill sets and things like that to people in stores and everything like that. So he did, and he wasn't even on the level as folks like Jay-Z and, you know, other folks with more money. And I don't ever see them doing any of that type of stuff.
That's the thing that we were kind of talking about. It's a control thing, because I bring you up, like you said, the crabs in a barrel mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I do get out this barrel, I'm not helping nobody else out this barrel. No, I'm not saying me. I'm just saying their mentality, so we can stay the way that we are. You know, so we can stay hungry. Look, you know, people will, like they say, sacrifice. Like, people will sacrifice their loved ones to make it.
But you know another thing too, though, I think is proximity, right? So if you think about it, like come on now, we have the biggest influence. We know that, right?
Right.
Culture.
We control the culture.
Influences everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's there's a piece of it everywhere. Right. So it's hard. I think the thing about it is that we're trying to buy back the block in areas that really can't afford to
like we can't live there.
Put money into the economy,
right?
Circulate in that place, because they're living however they're living in those particular areas, right? They don't allow us in the areas where we might be a little bit more affluential, because there's different things that are in that way, chains, restaurants, corporate, all that stuff that's in where we might be considered middle class. Then the rich folks, you know where they go. They're gonna go and feed their pocket.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna go to the hood.
That's where we need to go, though.
You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna go to those stores. They're not gonna.
They're not gonna go there, but they'll go buy property there. You know what I'm saying? And rent property out. You know, like we need to buy that. We need to buy the store. Like, yo, the neighborhoods are fucked up, bro. Like the vacant like stores, like there's bandos where stores are supposed to be. Like, can you imagine more stores to where we don't have to?
Somebody gonna have to bite the bullet. Sorry, I ain't mean.
You good, bro.
Somebody gonna have to bite the bullet and set the standard for not looking for a profit in building these hoods up, giving affordable housing. And like you said, and not outpricing the people that you got to kind of push out for a second to build this shit back up. Because like you just said, once you push out the low income housing shit, people build this shit up. They can't afford to move back in, because now you want to charge $1,700 to $2,500 for rent and some shit they were just paying $300 and $400, or you know, the government assistance and shit like that. So somehow that transition has to be better to where the same people you pushed out to build this shit up, you got to let them back in somehow and not look for the profit all the time. Like most of these companies do. You know
Or-
the problem is a lot of folks will sell their price. So, like I'm in the DMV area, right? So, well, I'm actually in Baltimore area, so I can't really claim DMV, but I have before someone fact check me on that. But no, in DC, right? There's a lot of houses that Black people owned, and this is when I worked for a bank. Black people own the houses, and they sold them to these companies that wanted to flip them. They sold them for like $60,000, $80,000, you know, and then a company comes in, right, buys all those properties, and now they're selling them for like millions of dollars or whatever.
Right.
So at a certain point, it comes back to us as well. Like at the end of the day, it's like we have to start valuing stuff ourselves. If you have property that your grandparents have given you,
Right.
as a person, and I mean that's a good thing. Like if you have a property that was handed down to you and you sell it for 60, 80 because you're thinking about a quick dollar instead of thinking long term, then of course capitalism is always going to win because we allow it to.
It's all about it. So ignorance is a lot of times what happens with that.
True.
But see, it goes again where we aren't like he said. Nobody's going to bite the bullet, right? We got all these credit warriors and all these people and all these different things. And there's not really somebody who's like, all right, let me just give y'all a game for free and let y'all have a start at least. Where y'all know what it is and then build from that. You don't have to give the whole the whole cake away. Give slices. Enough to where they can go on their own and do whatever they do, but we don't do that because what we see,
it's a customer.
Capitalism working.
So this person is a customer.
Make money. Yeah. We gotta provide. If we're gonna give this service, we need whatever. But I think too, though, like I said, if we're going to do all of these things, you know, the people who up at top are going to have to make the sacrifices to help at the bottom. It doesn't. We all know trickle down doesn't work. I got more upstairs. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work. We gotta reverse that. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta reverse that. Like trickle down money don't work. Like people gotta make sacrifices up top. So the people at the bottom.
It's the people at the top. Yeah.
So you're already there.
Yeah. All right. So that's the crabs in the barrel mentality. But what do you think about this too? Not only it's gonna take effort from people as far as if you're living here, do better to your community. Like for one, like we could do all that, like buy the neighborhoods, do all that. But if niggas is still gonna stand on a corner, right, in front and do business and do certain things, if they still going to litter, if they still going to do certain things that keeps to like it has to be like that's the problem when y'all say collective, because there's a lot of great minds in a collective, but the collective sometimes won't. I mean, the great minds ain't gonna outweigh the rest. Like we used to be out of the hood a lot of times when I lived in the West Side, and we see little kids, doing certain shit, and they not like niggas, like people doing shit that they shouldn't be doing in the community. I was about to almost sound like a snitch, but I didn't want to go there. But I'm just saying, if the mindset, like you was talking about the mind, we have to get everybody on the same page before that.
I'm not saying that those people don't have to make sacrifices. They're gonna have to get right. They're gonna have to mentally get right. They're gonna have to do things. We all gotta make sacrifices. What I'm saying is
we need a Malcolm X.
Financially, right. The people up at the top have to circulate this money back into.
I don't got them doing it.
All right, so look, so the person with the most experience as management would be Lex, right? As far as like group management, what would be your ideal theory or idea on how to fix this situation that we're talking about? If that question.
Yeah, because you are.
If I had that answer, then I should not be a project manager. I should be president.
You should be president.
Thank you for being honest.
Not
That
vice president,
real
I should be president.
Thank you. Yeah, because it ain't no real right answer because all of y'all answers are right. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck
it's
do we
not.
do?
It's not great. It's not black and white. It's not. It's
Nah.
not black and white.
It's going to take. It's a rough journey, but if we keep doing the podcast like we're doing, we keep putting word out, it'll start to catch. People will start to like, 'cause that buzz. You know, since we started doing this, like minds have been open. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm starting to notice that. Like a lot of people are starting to talk more about the same shit that we are, you know, talking about. So I think now's the time to be more vocal, because I'm gonna say one more thing about this, and then y'all can have it.
Get to her topic
Right.
too. Yeah.
Is blacks look for a hero,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Like they need someone.
The Malcolm.
They need a Malcolm. They need a Obama.
Yeah,
They need someone to come forward and start saying this is what, you know, hey, we tired of this. So what happens is, you know, they're like, oh shit. And that's going that right there is it.
See, so I think a lot of time, like, we got so many things out there that should really, like, resources and groups
we do.
and all of these different things that really should be coming together collectively. But I think what we don't have is strategy, right?
Right.
We don't have a plan. Like, there's nothing written down. Like, there's no connections between these particular groups. Like, you know, remember when, like, everybody was like, oh shit, the pandemic is about to go down. They about to change it up on us and all this other stuff.
Shit, niggas got
Black
rich.
people started, hey, we need black land. We need to do this,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, that right there
Shows you.
we can do it, right?
Look, we got businesses started doing that
it's
shit. Yeah.
You know, the consistency that
Right.
we lack, right? We don't
Good word.
Raising my hand like me is class.
We're
Right.
reactive instead of proactive a lot of times.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
We wait till
there's something buzz and then we'll
I
go. Just like
do-
social media.
I do want to say this. At some point, we got to adapt the Harriet Tubman theory. Some niggas just ain't gonna make it.
exactly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be left behind.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and see, because if the more we wait on niggas to catch up, the more
Right.
we, you know, hindering ourselves sometimes.
Yes.
So you know how sometimes, like, especially me being the older dude, and I give my age, I'm 44. Sometimes you give a nigga a quick conversation about something. If he don't catch it, you just slide off. Like, you know what, homie? I'm not even wasting this shit on you. I'm
Right.
gonna give it to somebody who's gonna receive it the first time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so that's the type of shit I'm on now. You know what I mean? Definitely more than ever, because we got babies to raise, we got
Yeah.
college tuitions to pay for.
Exactly. All that. good
All of
shit.
this shit, man. So,
Grandchildren
yeah,
and shit.
man.
So
word up.
yeah, but we appreciate your input on this
Definitely.
particular topic, because
Definitely.
we always talk about this. Like, this with us, we love this. Like, this is getting the people together.
Exactly. But we got a good one, y'all, and this is
Yeah.
this is all her.
This is a
So
couple-
ladies,
this is
don't
a
get
couple-
mad at us.
So you
We
do
got a
you have the
couple
pick
of
of it?
We
Okay.
got to put
All
them
right.
up on the screen.
So you went viral.
and then we're gonna let
So the interview, when Info Guy came across with the interview, he was telling us about these posts that went viral, and you know, I looked at them when I read them. Do you got them on the screen? Like, because
Oh, you got the post on the screen.
yes, we about to because a lot of times, okay, boom. It says women
For
will be
Instagram.
single and already paying 100% of their own bills, but complain about good men
Okay.
wanting to do a 50-50 split, like that's not a better option. What made you go with that post?
That's some real shit.
Because I loved it.
Yeah, that's some real shit.
So I think I get tired of hearing like women online all the time talking about, or just not even online, just in person too, talking about men need to pay all of their bills, or be the head of the household and pay all the bills. I think we're in 2023. Well, this was in 2022, but still, same difference. We're in a 2020
Right.
where life is expensive. And when you think about how expensive life is, especially when you live in certain areas, and then you think about Black men, because most Black women want a Black man, you know. So when you think about Black men and how much Black men make, when you look at statistics, it's not a lot of Black men that make over $50,000 a year. So when you start thinking about that, and you're being a Black woman saying, no, the man needs to pay all the bills, I just don't think that. I think it's counterproductive.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
All right, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I just don't think that's feasible for a lot of people. And I don't understand why some women can't see that that's not feasible. So that's where that kind of came from. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of like reading women saying, no, he needs to pay everything, or he needs, if I got to cook and clean. And I'm thinking, we're not in like the, 20s,
30s.
Or right. Like men know how to cook and men know how to clean.
Exactly.
Like, men can cook better than women a lot of times these days.
See, I'm married, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if my wife is tuned in, but she cooks a lot more than me. Okay. But I am a better cook. I'm gonna throw that out there. And there's shit like an air fryer, like there's Uber Eats. Like bitch, if I really wanted to eat, but
I can feed myself. There's ways to feed myself now, right?
That's not a bonus anymore.
I think that's where women, we have to start looking at things differently. Like we have to start being more modern in our thought process when it comes to that. Because at the end of the day, like on this post, a lot of women were like, well, if I'm cooking, if I'm cleaning, if I'm taking care of the kids, and it's like most of y'all at this age don't even have young kids at this point. And then as far as cooking, it's like, cooking isn't something like that's just a basic necessity. Like that's just something you have to do to live.
What's that old school show where they were on the farm and the dude was
you lost me with the farm.
Was it the Prairie Park?
Oh,
Partridge Family?
No, not Partridge.
Prairie, Little House on the Prairie? No.
Little House on the Prairie.
That's what they are.
Yeah, you can't go back that far. Are you serious? Are you?
They want to live like that.
I watched it.
That show?
Yes.
That was the thought process of that show. The dad worked. He beat
all day in the farm.
Day.
He come home at nighttime.
That's how life was at a certain point.
See, but that's how life was at that time.
It's
literally 100 years later. It's literally 100 years later. Yo,
on
wait a minute.
Without any plane.
Bro, that was a couple of years away. That was a couple of years away from Bedrock. Literally from the Flintstones. Like, bro, that back then, that's so far away.
Yeah, Little House on the Prairie,
bro. Come on, like who milking a cow? Like, come on, man. Y'all niggas ain't going out like.
What was them niggas? The Cronkites? What was the other family name? I forgot that shit, but yeah, that was wild. Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, that shit! Wow, that's
we definitely like unless your man makes it. All right, this because there's ways you can do it. There's levels you can do it at. If you want to live on a certain level. And your man makes a certain amount of money. Now, if he's a millionaire, multi-millionaire, of course, it might be right.
That's different. Yeah.
Right. But if he's only making like $65,000-$70,000 a year, and you want to live on a certain level, you gotta get out.
You better get a job. Like seriously, like I'm sorry.
And we all know the percentages. We all know what people make out here. Like, come on now.
No, but everyone makes a lot.
Right, like $100,000.
That is nothing. That's nothing, bro.
Look, we're not even talking pre-tax. We're not even talking after you get taxed. We just saying make gross in $100,000. We ain't saying net in $100,000, my nigga. Like when Uncle Sam comes to you, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
100 is still paycheck to paycheck. I'm trying to tell you.
Not only if you live in a certain level. You can dumb down your level.
You really dumb down and
if you have you and the other in the family?
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
bro. There's no way you have 6 people in a household and living off $100,000. That's not.
That's what I'm. But Shit.
Nah, you could, because what if you that's two people making
Bro, you're not doing
$50,000 a year.
anything. You're not doing anything else.
Bro, what?
That's two people making.
I mean, you got
look at
Section
the
8 housing.
average household. That's two people making $50,000 a year. It ain't that many households with both people are making $50,000 a year.
Bro, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So
A
100,000.
lot of houses are only getting like 80.
That's what. Yeah.
60.
So 100,000 can sustain.
Bro.
I think it only depends. It depends on the area you live, though. Like you have to think about
Right.
the area.
Yeah.
Like if you're living in California, no, you're gonna be struggling. Like that's not
You're in
happening.
the projects.
Right.
Yeah, like West Coast, no, that's not happening. Even DC area, like it's still not feasible in certain areas.
exactly.
But if you're in the
But it's-
South, where the cost of living is cheaper, then yeah, you might be able to.
I
you
beg
know.
to differ.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but it's-
Georgia is different. Georgia is different. I'm talking about when you go to the country parts. So
Tennessee.
Atlanta is expensive, but if you go to Peachtree City, that might be
Yeah.
a little bit cheaper. You see what I'm saying? So
got
if you
you.
go
I
to like
got
the small little southern, towns, then yeah, you can
Metro
probably live off of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Now I got a little buzz, so I was gonna say a lot of what I heard was it's a pick me phrase, like it's some
Yeah,
pick me.
they attacked you
When I-
saying you
when
make
I
it
hear-
sound like a pick me.
Huh?
So that's wild. So they was calling you a
I'm-
pick me in the
So
comments.
I'm called, this is what's funny. I'm called a pick me on some days and a man basher on other days.
Damn.
But the problem is like, I just feel like both of us are full of shit, men and women. And I feel
Facts.
like we all need to like own up to the part that we play in the shit show. But none of us will do that because none of us can take accountability for either side. So yeah.
But can you not be like, that's the problem with us. It's like, why can't we just,
Own up.
like, we can hold each other accountable. It doesn't have to be black women versus black men. Like,
That's true.
if we know black men is messing up, we gonna hold them accountable and say, yo, yeah, that's what they
Some
say.
men do.
Yes,
Some
some men do. Same thing with some women. That's what some women do. It doesn't have to be everybody grouped in one thing.
Right.
right.
Can I use an example as what you're talking about with the YK Osiris and the other girl? What's this girl name? Suki Hana situation, right? As much as everybody attacked dude, like men was getting in his ass too, like, bro, you dead wrong for that. But women should have also looked at her like, sis, you might want to slow it down with how you presenting yourself out here. I didn't really see that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like in the way Will G check a young nigga for acting stupid, a lot of women need to get in these younger women ass too. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, like the situation was foul. I was just using,
But
an example.
And let's
You know what I'm saying?
specify this.
Hold on, look.
Let's specify. It's not about her music, way she dressed, or any of that stuff. It's about, okay,
Her
you
behavior.
are doing some of this energy too.
Mm.
Whether it's a joking manner, whatever the case, whoop-de-woo. If you do the stuff you do on regular people, a lot of them people are not going to adhere to that. They might laugh it off. We men, a lot of times, we just gonna chuckle it off. But for example, they brought up the thing with Drewski, and everybody said, well, that was a comedy show, blah, blah, blah. From my perspective, dude was uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the comedy thing or not, he was uncomfortable. Then it went even further to like her saying, well, he was like, nah, you're not going to do that to me. And she's like, yes, I am. Like, so that, I feel like if you are portraying a certain energy, like, no matter what it is,
You need to accept it.
energies is going to come back to you.
Yes.
Like the
Whatever
same
you
way.
put out, you need to be able to expect it to come back to you. Like you got to,
And that's how I feel about it.
That's with everything.
Let's have her opinion.
So I'm not really familiar with the situation. I've seen it online, but I haven't stopped and read about it because I didn't even know who she was.
Me neither.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't speak on it because I don't know what happened. But now I'm about to go read about it though.
That would be something that we would love your opinion about. But I mean, there's double standards all over the place.
Right. Because if she would have did it to him, if she would have
I
kissed
need
him
to
in the
tell her
mouth,
though about it.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's
basically-
what happened. She kissed him.
No, well, basically they was sitting, they was like doing some type of announcement, for some type of event.
Oh, I did see that video. I didn't realize that's who that was. She was sitting down and he like came up and like kissed her.
Kissed her in the mouth.
Right.
Did they know each other before that? Like, were they dating or any? Or was just a random?
We don't know.
Because it's not really clear.
Before she was like, "Man, I'll manhandle you." And then she said something about doing fellatio to him and stuff. Like, she was speaking kind of vulgar to the kid.
Right.
So y'all think that excuses though him like actually kissing?
No. That incident, period.
Yes.
We do not agree with anybody forcing.
No, we don't.
When I raise my hand, I like to interject.
We're gonna interject.
I'm only using myself as an example. I'm not even gonna throw my other brothers under the bus.
I'm with you.
Jimmy.
I'm gonna sail till the ship falls off.
I'm 44. I'm from a certain era in the 90s where a chick might come up on you in the club and grab your meat, and you dancing or whatever, and we danced erotic and all of this. Now, you wasn't kissing nobody in the mouth, but you might have felt her up.
I saw
and she did. Yeah, some people was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have got a good dance. Next thing you know, they had to bar you tongue kissing it down. Like, holy shit, how did it get here? You know what I'm saying? But now you guys got to watch it. Like, for whatever reason, it was a different era. There was certain signs and shit. But with all this sexual assault shit, you guys got to be careful, man.
Yeah, you do.
But was it that it was a different era, or was it just more so that we were like kind of brushing sexual assault under the rug? So I feel like it was even with women coming up and grabbing you, like that's not appropriate either.
I'm gonna interject.
That's true.
I'm gonna interject that because, like I said, it's the individual. Because at the club, right, there were ones who wanted they wanted your hand up their skirt.
Right.
Like, there were ones who wanted that type of action.
And that's fine if that's what a woman wanted you to do.
See, but the thing is, my thing is still, like, I have daughters, right? Okay.
So
and
different now.
I'm going to speak as a father, right? Yeah. They can't wear certain things because I, as a man, know how a man thinks. So they won't even, I know that, like what they say, oh, if a woman's giving off a certain energy, and I'm sorry, like feminists and women are going to not like what I'm saying, but if a female's giving off a slutty vibe, like grabbing dudes, meat, like doing certain things, talking as if like a man, like men are known to be out. And just because now they have this, movement, which, I'm not against, because I have daughters.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have daughters, I have wife, I have mother. But what I'm saying is, when you, like, we can accept, I feel like, if you come with a certain energy, you have to be able to expect the reaction that you're going to get from said action.
So when you say energy, are you saying like the way a woman dresses can be a certain energy or perceived as a certain energy too?
I don't see
this is a
hold on, bro.
Because I mean, then it goes into a whole
yes, I do. Not saying, I'm just saying because it's a time and a place.
So you don't think that it should be, instead of I have to watch what my daughters wear because of how men think, you don't think it should be, we need to change the way that these men think instead of so that women can be free?
No, because the day I let her go out, I'm not talking to that said man out there. What are we gonna do to stop? How can I stop another man?
Men hold other men accountable for that. So not saying you going to man, like holding him accountable, but I'm saying just in general, like through social media, through different, like there's different ways where you can hold men accountable. Can you guarantee to me that when she goes out dressed like that, that every man is going to follow that said code? Can you guarantee me that? But you can't guarantee with that in anything in life. But to say that it's a way a woman dresses
I
can
didn't say
cause
no.
Okay.
Oh no. I'm gonna let you finish. Because
but you're not allowing your daughter, which I agree, girls shouldn't wear certain things until they're adults and stuff. So I'm not going to argue that, like as a parent.
No, they're grown now.
Oh.
They're grown now. But what I'm saying, I'm just saying, period.
I get
what I
saying.
taught them
you're
from a father.
No matter how much we hold people
accountable,
we know there's going to be a certain
exactly.
But a man that has that thought process, you can be fully dressed. I've been fully dressed, like
definitely.
Means not even my ankles showing, and a man will say something sexual.
Right.
But
so it's like at the end of the day, that doesn't matter.
Let her finish.
No, I was just saying at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I feel like what any woman wears, because there's always going to be those men out there that are creeps regardless. Like,
correct.
It's just how it is.
That's why I said it's a slippery slope,
see,
because there's a time and a place for certain attire as well.
Whatever attire, like I don't like. Again, I don't quote me on ever saying any attire you wearing, anything you say, whatever. My thing is this: only energy I'm saying is behavior. If you are going to men and grabbing their crotch and doing those things, etc., and you showing that to the audience, that energy is going to come back because you feel like that is okay. That is an okay thing to do with regular people that you don't know. If you go up to people and do the same gesture, right? The same type of deal, whether it's a man's crotch, you grabbing their ass, you doing whatever they doing without them saying for them to do it, it's no different than him coming up and kissing that woman without her saying for him to do it. Regardless of what they're projecting to you or saying to you, dress or whatever. We got to have that same accord when women do that same thing too. Because then
we don't.
If we're not, then we're gonna sit here and have this debate every time. You see what I'm saying? Like we can't say one person is bad for doing that without anybody's consent, but then that same person, oh well, she was just joking. Like no, it's the same.
But that's men's fault. That's y'all's fault because y'all like to be sexualized a lot of times. So it's like a lot of times, like women do certain things. Like just for instance, I'm gonna give an example of a lot of boys or a lot of men were boys that lost their virginity, or not even lost their virginity, were molested by older women.
What?
So a lot of men that I know or have like seen online and stuff that have had these conversations, they lost their virginity maybe at 11 or 12, but it was to a older woman, a woman that was like an adult. So that's molestation. But then when you say you were molested, in their mind, no, I wasn't molested. I liked it. It was sex. So at the end of the day, it's like, but then with girls, if that same scenario happened, then it's, of course, it's looked at as well.
Right.
But that's part of men's fault for having that train of thought that as long as I'm a man and I have a penis, then any woman I come in contact with, whether it's a right situation or not, like it's a good thing because I'm a man with a penis, so it makes me feel good. So y'all have to take accountability for that.
That's a patriarchal thing, though. That's not so much like.
Thank you, Info Guy.
We were raised on a patriarch society. System. Like that has been since the day of time. Men have been portrayed that way. But if you actually talk to men and we actually have conversations, men are not allowed to have conversations like these, right?
Yeah.
Because women will chastise them, blame them for having these, thinking they're soft, etc., etc., etc. So when we have these conversations and we say, well, Them girls is grabbing on me when I was younger. I might not have known better.
Man, shut your weak ass. Yo, shut your soft ass up.
Yeah, I don't see. I disagree because all of the conversations that I've had about this, women are the ones that are like, no, you were molested, and it's a lot of men that are like, no, I was not molested. I liked it. So I don't think you can really put that on women to say that women will think. I think men think other men are soft when they feel like they were a victim. When it comes to anything sexually related to a woman,
I can only say what I see. You feel what I'm saying? I can never say everybody is the same way.
Right.
But when I'm having discussions with grown men, these are the conversations we say, and we talk about the double standard. Right. I'm not putting everything on women, but women do that.
I can say she did make a valid point in saying, if this never happened to me, y'all, so let me just be clear.
See what I mean? Look,
I was 11 years old, and a 20-year-old made me fuck her. I would have never said to somebody, "Yo, I was molested." I would have always been like, "Yo, I smashed a 20-year-old when I was 11."
And that's molestation, yeah.
Right. So I think it's the machismo in us to where because it was a woman, bro.
In that scenario, you were 11. Who was the adult?
She was definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. So while we're saying, oh yeah, men are saying blah blah blah. Of course,
a woman did it.
A grown ass man is not going to say that when he was 11 he was a molester.
No, I'm saying, but if I came, but to your point, we should be able to say that. Yeah. So if I came to y'all and was like, yo, at 11 I was molested by a 20-year-old, you would be like, nigga, you fucked her. And she let you do it, and I was like, yeah, like it wasn't coerced. She let me smash. It wasn't nothing forced. Like she just let me get the pussy. Y'all be like, man, you fucked her. You wasn't molested.
I think, but that goes back to the little house on the. That goes back to the little house on the prairie shit we was talking about. Like that's been that. Like men are supposed to. We're not supposed to. Like we're not supposed to have feelings. We're not supposed to have emotions.
Right. And like I said, maybe not all women do that. But there is women who join that same thing and say, well, you soft, you blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Come on now. We've all had the black men that had mothers that raised them. Mm-hmm. How many times did your mother say you was soft for doing something that probably
all the time?
Bro, so what I'm saying is there's encouragement in both sides. We both have responsibility.
Oh, no, I'm not taking nothing.
What I'm saying is this. It all comes back to accountability. We got to be accountable for what we're doing,
and they have,
and the same goes for so that we can heal.
Okay.
Don't you think that women now? I feel like a lot of women now are pushing towards men being open, being more emotional, going to seek therapy. Like I feel like that.
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I feel like now, back in the day, it was a lot of things that were done incorrectly, right? So there was a lot of, if you're crying, you're a pussy or whatever. So there was a lot of stuff like that. But now it's like, I always am seeing people encouraging mental health for Black men, especially, go see counseling, go. But the thing is, a lot of Black men won't do that because it's still stuck in their era of, I'm a Black man. I don't need any help. I'm supposed to be strong, and I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to cry. I'm not supposed to be emotional, and it really hurts y'all at the end of the day. So sometimes you have to kind of change your way.
I 1000% agree with that because I've been seeing a lot of Black men take their life through depression. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot more. The percentages have gone up, and they've gone up every year. We are getting to the point where we are killing ourselves rather than shooting each other. Like the percentages are rising that high to that point. So for me, I definitely 100% agree with that. We do hold back on seeking mental health for ourselves. And a lot of that is our problem and our issue that we got to fix.
A lot of heart attacks too, because y'all carry a lot of stress and y'all don't take proper care of yourselves, because of all that stress that you carry. So
well, that's a good lead to her next one.
I'm gonna talk about that there too. But go ahead.
Like this is I like this one. The other one I really care. Like 50-50, whatever is our household,
like,
that's what we agree
saying
on.
like,
Right.
But this one,
I agree with that.
you don't get molested? Like what?
this one is a lot
like-
more important. So speak
like
on
it's
this. Why
easier.
did you say this?
Yeah, I was gonna say I tried to look. Let me.
You know, this post was funny to me because it hit so many different communities. Like I was seeing, you know, white folks on there commenting, Hispanic folks on there commenting about. So I was like, it's interesting because this is something that I feel like it's not just a Black thing. Like I feel like it happens even with the paying on the bills. I feel the same way, but I feel like this happens amongst, you know, all communities where you'll have a man that's working. Like a lot of men will work overtime to get a certain amount of money, right? So you'll have a man that's working like all the overtime just to make enough, just to provide, and women are okay with that. I just don't agree.
Lex,
yes.
I want to interrupt you real quick. Sorry. I just want to read it for the people watching on Instagram so they know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was trying to find a stopping point. I'm sorry. But basically, the post was, I don't want my man working like a slave to provide for a whole household alone. I need your time more than your money. Some of y'all are weird for wanting a man not to have any quality of life outside of working and paying bills. So that's basically what she's speaking on now for everybody watching.
Yeah.
My bad. I just had to get that.
No. Thank you. I thought that they could see it, so thank you. Yeah. I just think that at the end of the day, if you have a partner, your partner is supposed to be your helpmate. So at the end of the day, it shouldn't be all on one person to be the sole provider, unless that person is in a place financially where they can comfortably be the sole provider. But I've seen a lot of men like work a lot of hours of overtime just so that they can try to support a household. And I just think that that's not fair to a man. It's like, okay, at the end of the day, you go to work, you come home, you paying all the bills, and I'm living my life. And a lot of times women end up being unhappy with men like that because they don't think about the other parts of it, right? So even if a man is able to pay the minimum bills alone, you're still going to want date nights, you're still going to want vacations, you're going to want all these other things. And if he can't provide it for you and he's always working, so he can't provide you with date nights and things like that, then you're going to start feeling like he's not available and you're going to feel like emotionally detached. And then that's when cheating starts happening. So it's a domino effect.
Yeah. I mean, excuse me. Speaking from
weed over there.
Speaking from a person, you know, from a man's perspective, yeah. No man really wants to live like life like that. Like if you had to, you would, just if it was just dire straits, but no man wants to live life like that. Like you need, especially the older you get, like my nigga, like I be tired. You know what I mean? Like it'd be certain days like Saturday and Sunday, I'd be out of it, yo. So like to work this nigga to death just so he could provide, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm sure most women didn't agree with that. I know for a fact most women was like, nah, fuck that, pay my bills, do this, that, and the third. Like,
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
Yeah,
when I say most, let me take it back, about 43%.
It was a lot of women that didn't agree with it. There were some that were like, I agree, I want his, time. But there were a lot of women, and then there were a lot of women that were like, no woman ever thinks like that. No woman ever wants a man's quality of life to just be paying bills and working. And I'm like, you might not vocalize it, but you show it by actions. Because if you can help him, if you're able to work and able to help him, and you're choosing not to, and you're sitting there watching him work himself for all these hours, 80 hours a week or whatever, then yeah, like you're not vocalizing that that's what you want, but you're showing that by your actions because you're not helping him. So,
and a lot of times I feel like this, like people probably, a lot of times who interject have probably been in like relationships that they've been in for years and years, and so they're trying to circumvent whatever based off of whatever relationship they're in.
yeah.
But sometimes those people are the ones that are hurting. They really don't want to be in that relationship. You feel what I'm saying? Because you don't really like that person. All you caring about it is, oh well, he can pay my bills, so you know that's cool. But are you really connected with that person? Are you really like what is the plan for y'all in this union that you put together?
Right.
Just for him to pay your bills and that's it, and work to death, like you.
That's not even a union.
Yeah, like
that's not even.
Come on now, like you know that if you're doing, I always say this, if somebody's taking on a burden of one thing, and that's all they do, they're gonna get tired of that.
Yeah. Unless it was like a homeschool situation, you know what I'm saying, with a wife or the husband, whichever one was working and wasn't working, was staying home homeschooling, and the other one went to work to make that happen. Like you said, it's kind of, especially if you're having children. Once you start having children, it's, bro, you know, it's depending on what this person does. And I'm just speaking on averages. Averages right now, what's the average salary? What, $40,000 a year, maybe? As a grown person, like, you know what I'm saying?
I think you would have to go by race.
Yeah, and then by race, it
like,
drops drastically. You know what I mean?
If you go and then say black male, you know what I'm saying? Like, like average black male, like
nigga, that shit might drop to like 27,000. Okay, yeah, that shit might drop to like 27,000. Like, so you trying to raise a family off of that? That ain't happening, brother.
Nah. I didn't really like this one. You didn't like it? I didn't really like this one as much as the other one.
Got up a couple times. What's funny
about it? Nah, I was just I'm stuck on the, because most guys were molested. You know what I'm saying? When they were young. Like I'm stuck on that because we literally have a set of 3 men. And near one of us was. So I want to, like, we could easily describe a type of woman that we want to set a point. But that's not an answer. Like, Info Guy calls it what do you call that shit when it's just the way shit is, like we call the TV show, the
patriarch.
Yeah, right, the patriarch answer, because it's all right. Yeah, okay. I wanted to go back.
So he said he's off of this. He wanted to go back to the previous topic that we had for just a second about men and being molested, etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because like the answer that, like, when we had asked for the answer, you said because most guys have been molested. Or
I didn't say most. Did I say most? I don't think I said most.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know what she said. I don't know.
I mean, I said most.
Okay, but either way,
a lot. I might have said a lot.
Right. Okay, so it was a lot. So I said, so what about the ones that weren't? Like when I was trying to get the answer to the question, of course the answer would be easy if we're going to talk about guys that were mostly molested, because that would explain the answer. So that, like, because we're a set full of guys, right? None of us have been molested. So it's like sometime when on our show, when we look for answers sometime, instead of going straight for the answer sometime, we kind of, go to something like that. Like it's the answer, it's a right answer, but I still feel like when we were talking about, first me, I'm just talking as a father. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you have children.
No.
Lex, do you have any children?
I don't.
Okay. Like to know something, like to know that your daughters are out there and the type of creeps that roam the earth are out there, you have to teach from what you know. And I know men are creeps because I'm a man and I'm a creep. At one point, I was a creep. So
we consider what we was doing back then.
Right. If
now,
I could, so I have to teach in a way, and I'm not trying to offend. And I think a lot of time when men speak about things like we're built to protect over anything else. So when I'm speaking as a protector, I could care less about what the general public feels about, what they, what's going on with feminism, what's going on with this, that, and the third, because as a protector, that's null and void. It's just about protecting. So what I'm saying is with that, when you ask me, do I feel like if how she dresses, no, I don't think it changes. I don't think it's right for me to feel like that. Right. But I cannot control how a man, reacts, and no amount of parades or internet blogs or no matter of education will change. Like, it will help, but these people are going to be who they're like. The world is full of good and evil, period. Like, it's full of good and evil. So if it's good and evil, I have to protect from evil, not from me being against, trying to offend someone or trying to try to be kind to someone. I'm just being a protector. So
I hear what you're saying. I just don't think that, dress is going to the way a woman, or I just don't think dressing is going to protect from anything.
Save her life. So
I just don't, because there's so many women that have gotten raped that were fully dressed. So I can't say that
y'all not see, but I'm not see, but y'all making me sound. Wait a minute, y'all are taking me, but did I say I don't agree with that part about them not wearing? I never said that. Okay, so what is?
Listen what I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
Okay. As a father,
right,
you are right. We want to protect our child.
Right.
So all we can do is give them the information of, hey, if you go out and you do this, there might be more of a this that happens.
You're gonna get, exactly.
Right. You're going to get more attention.
But I already taught that part, though.
Look, see, listen, let me finish.
Go ahead, Bruno.
But what we need to start thinking about is, okay,
who's we?
Us as men, as
fathers. Bro, no. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you as a father are thinking about protecting,
right,
then you need to get her on the page of, all right, self-defense, knowing how to shoot a gun.
Yeah, that's
knowing how to do things, etc. Because like you said,
correct,
there's gonna be dudes out there who do that shit regardless. Correct. So what I'm telling you is our mindset got to be on, okay, we know that shit's about to happen. We know it's going to be out there.
Correct.
We got to let them be prepared.
Okay.
They're going to have to be prepared. Not worried about what other niggas is doing.
That's exactly what I said,
bro. What you're saying is based off a context of, oh, well, if they're dressed this, whatever.
See, listen, no. I think y'all are stuck on those words only.
A certain eye if you.
That all I'm saying is, I understand, like, y'all don't think I understand that guys are going to be guys regardless. See, y'all are leaving out that I understand what y'all are saying. I'm with y'all on that page. My also addition is to also make sure the additionals won't also bring out that. Like, I don't want no excuses. If you got to shoot somebody out there and you were just walking and minding your business, you're valid. But sometimes if you're dressed a certain way, if you're doing it and you lure a certain kind of vibe, I don't even want you doing that as well. I'm not leaving out the others. I'm making sure they can fight. I'm making sure they got tasers and spray. Of course.
I'm saying is,
why am I? Hold on though. But why am I being attacked for saying? Hold on. No. For saying that this is how I'm parenting. Like,
it's not about how you're parenting, because I think there's a lot of fathers' thought process when it comes to their daughters. Like, oh, I want you to dress a certain way because I don't want men looking at you in a certain way. But I think the only point that I was trying to make, I can't speak for everyone, but the point I was trying to make is that at the end of the day, no matter how she's dressed, like you saying, you know, I want to allow her to wear certain outfits, no matter how she's dressed, there's going to be creeps out there. It doesn't make a difference. So that's, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it.
What you're saying is wrong. It's not
right.
What I'm telling you on my end is this, bro. What I'm telling you on my end, I can't sit here. My daughter's gonna be old. We can't be forever.
You'll get to that journey when you get there.
But what I'm telling you is this: if I teach my daughter now,
right,
how to defend and protect herself, so when she get older and make those decisions,
then what?
She gonna be good because I taught her how to protect herself.
Okay.
At the end of the day, that's what you gotta do. If you know that regardless of what she wear, those things might happen.
Bro, good. See, but so you're doing the right thing.
That's my
right.
mindset.
So am I wrong though?
You're not wrong.
Oh,
no one said you were wrong. It's just the thought process of dress isn't going to change.
And it's the thought process.
Because you're never going to stop your daughter.
Here's the problem though. Here's the problem though. Here's the problem though. Here's the problem with me though. Like when it comes to parenting, right? You raise yours how you want to raise it.
But you're never going to stop your daughter from doing what you want to
see. But who said I'm stopping anything?
So
you said allow. You definitely said allow. I don't allow my daughters to wear something.
Bro, facts. Okay, but I mean, sometimes when people have a conversation, right? Like I think when people have a conversation, like we'll stick on a word and like allow. Like, okay, maybe it's not allowed, but she was taught not to dress a certain way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if I take a lot, bro, we're not saying it's not up to me to stop anything. I'm just talking about preparation.
Right.
So why even, I kind of see where you were coming from when you were getting into that day about when you were trying to prove your point.
You see why I'm crying?
And you get rebuttal because it's like, all I'm saying is, and they're safe and nothing happened to them yet, is that like all these guidelines that we have in life, right? Like the things that y'all are saying, they're all correct and they're also true. But there's one thing in life, it's individualism, right? So we can't, it's not up to anybody to really say if you know the thought process is wrong unless it's truly wrong. Like there's only God for real. Like I try on the show not to even like if somebody's opinion is their opinion, that's their opinion, and that's how they live their life. Like it's not up to us here on the show to be like they're wrong, or even the pick me women. Like for instance, bro, like I've been wanting to say this for a long time. Like we talk about topics on this show, and the topics really are like, it feels like lately we've just been fishing for a hot story, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I told you this, I was like, for me, I want to talk about, you know, what we were doing when we first started. Like, you know, different topics. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Building and trying to build. Like, I'm not trying to argue. No, like it feels like lately we just doing a lot of men versus women arguing and a lot of, you know, back and forth. And for real, like that shit kind of lame. Like her topic, for instance, bro, like I'm with it. Like niggas, my man got in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? He's with the 50-50. I'm with the 50-50. You're with the 50-50. She's with the 50-50. Why are we really like yeah, who are we talking? Who are we like who do we know?
I don't think it's not necessarily a debate. Nothing's never a debate, bro. If you are, this is how you come to the table and you talk it out, right? If you are not having these conversations to get a sense of where people are at, you will never move forward, bro. Because if Right, you're just gonna sit here and try to agree with everybody. We ain't gonna always agree, bro.
We definitely don't agree with it. I don't agree with shit. I don't agree with you. Like, but
I'm telling you,
where's that coming from?
What I'm telling you is this though.
Right.
At the end of the day, I always come back in how we change our mindset. We all have to adapt. Just like these freaking these
we all
quotes.
gotta adapt. I said,
Just like these are quotes. Yeah. We gotta adapt to shit that goes on, what happens, what people do, all this other shit. We're not living in the era we grew up in. So we can't sit here and go back every time and say, well, back in the day, this is this. If you want to move forward, let's adapt to what move forward means. Because if we don't change things and adapt to those moving forward, we're gonna always get stuck in these same conversations in this rut.
That's why I gave the example of in our era, we was able to do a little more and push the little issue a little more sexually because, for one, it just wasn't looked at. It was wrong, like Lex said. It was still pushing the line, but the woman, like once she said no, it was no. So I don't want to make it seem like a nigga was just grabbing titties and she said no. Nah, you know, like you dancing in the club, you know, you grab her by the waist. Like nowadays, that's a little touchy. You might, you know what I'm saying? But back in the day, we was able to do that. If she turned around and she was with it, now you dancing, you know what I mean? And it go from where it go to where it's gonna go to. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays,
you can still do it if you read in the right vibe. That's the thing. I feel like like for instance, I was at a bar, right? And I was just walking in the bar, and this guy complimented me, so I smiled. Next thing I know, he grabbed my ass, not grabbed, actually grabbed my ass. And it pissed me off so much. Like I said something to him. I'm like, you don't touch me. Like you don't. And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, if you're vibing with someone, you're dating, like that's different if you're like catching that vibe.
Right.
But if it's a situation like where what happens, you know, with certain guys now where you just go up and grab a woman and you ain't even had no vibe with her. All she did was smile or say thank you for a compliment. And you took that as an invite, you know? So a lot of times that is how a lot of, I won't say a lot of men, but some men do behave. So I wouldn't say that you can't completely, you have to be on guard and it's like, oh, I can't approach or I can't touch or I can't do anything with a woman. You just got to read the vibe. And a lot of times guys don't do that.
Yeah. I guess dudes don't know how to read the room no more. Like,
they don't know how to read the room.
You knew who was with it and who wasn't and who she turned around and she might have been a little, it's like, all right, cool, my bad. I'm going to slide to the next one. Like
going back to the example of the Suki thing, on one instance, I'm not saying the way she puts her lyrical content out there deserves any of the extra stuff. But if you going and grabbing people and doing this and other thing, that's where I would say and agree with Jimmy on women doing things they shouldn't be out here being extra doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we can admit that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Just like men do extra stuff, women be out here doing extra stuff too.
Oh, definitely.
So I'm never saying nobody. My thing is this: how you raise your child is how you raise your child. Okay. All I'm saying is that how we think now, since we know these things happen, since we know these things go on, is that we gotta change. Like, I just feel like we just gotta be more so towards the child, more so towards the child and what she needs to understand, as opposed to, oh, if you do this, this might happen.
Right.
Or if you do, I'd rather it be more so, well, regardless of what you do, your ass better be prepared
to do this.
Yeah. Right? To protect yourself. That's what I'm saying. I'm never telling nobody to not let their child know that, hey, you might not want to wear this when you go outside. I'm that way too. My daughter's 12. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she want to wear stuff like that. So I get it. That's I go directly to that. But I also got to think this: if I keep trying to suppress her What is? How am I gonna stop her when she out the house and on her own and doing? Like all I could do is just hope that what I taught her how to protect herself is and what it is, and that's why I rather put more energy to is to learn how to protect yourself as opposed to worry about what you're dressing. Because if they gonna get you regardless, you better know how to fight. That's how I feel like.
But as fathers, do they also teach their sons like to? And I'm just asking this as a general question, but teach their sons like what you should.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I was gonna say. I was torn because I'm listening to and see. I got sons and daughters too, and I'm torn because you're right. I mean, up until a certain age, I feel like I could tell them whatever you're gonna listen to me, but after a certain age, I think it's just. For me, again, personally, it's the wisdom.
This is personal, real quick. This is personal. So I'm gonna shut up over here and let him.
It's instilling the wisdom to be able to react to any situation. Now, again, like you said, I'm telling you not to wear this shit. If you under my roof and you walking out of here with something like that on, you can't wear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're 22, 23 years old, go change at your girlfriend's house, do whatever the fuck you got to do. You can't wear that leaving up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And if you coming back in here after a certain time, I'm going to check you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you know what I mean? It's just, but at the same time, you're going to be trained to deal with, because I'm going to school you on what comes with that.
Thank you.
These are the type niggas that's going to look at you like this. If you in there, you get a little too drunk, you out there, this, that, and the third. Niggas is going to look at you as a target. So watch your back. Be careful. Don't be out here drinking crazy. Always keep somebody in the crew that ain't drinking. Start drinking water an hour before you. Like, all of that shit you tell them to prepare yourself for this type of nigga that's going to be looking at you like this because you're dressed like this. Now, if you continue to dress like this and continue to act like this, these are the same creeps and fucking weirdos that you're going to attract. So what do you want out of life? Like, that's just how I'm going to present it to you.
I agree with everything you say until y'all start bringing up the dress again. And the reason why I'm saying, because it does.
Yeah, I got baby bladder. I'm sorry.
Because like when you bring up the dress, it makes it sound like that's the only time you're going to be in that scenario is if you're dressed a certain way, which isn't true. So I guess that's what's throwing me off, because it's like, I understand, yes, if dressing sexually or provocatively does cause more attention, we all know that. You're going to get way more attention from men, but that's not necessarily creep attention, if that makes sense. So what if throwing me off?
So what if I just say, so let me just take out the dress part, but leave everything else in?
That's fine.
Right. And I'll just tell her that part, like in her ear. Like,
it's because there's older women who dress like the younger girls.
See, but my thing is, it's not even about the creeps. It's about representation of yourself.
Okay, then that's different.
Who you are. No, see, but I didn't feel like I had to explain the difference. Like, I don't think when you're describing what you want your daughter to do, you don't have to say, yeah, this is, this, I want you not to wear this because of the guys. I want you not to walk over here because of that. You just, I've been, bro, they're 23, 24. Exactly. I was just giving an example because we were talking about it. And I'm not necessarily.
But I don't think there's nothing wrong with you saying all of those things.
I know that too. I know that too. But I just want, because she said something that was so dope earlier, and I didn't get a chance to go back to it. You was like, because it's all about the future. And that is 100% right, because one thing I preach a lot here around here, and we do, is that most of our time is up. Like our prime, like as far as what we're going to really accomplish, we're supposed to be teaching the next generation to carry, to move forward. I just became a grandfather, not just became, but I'm a two-time grandfather. And I just want to instill, because like you said earlier, from now on, like I don't know my great grandfather, but from here on out, we have a family tree. So we have me, my wife, the brothers and sisters. down to my son, to his kids, down to my other, now as we start moving forward, so at least we are doing our part and starting generation, moving a generation forward. So when you said that earlier, I didn't get a chance to go back to it, but I did remember you were just 100% right. And shout out to that,
Before you get off of this though,
yeah.
Let me ask like, what would be the conversation for you for your future children, if you decide to have to, and you have a daughter, and I only know you from social media. I don't know, but I would you ain't wearing see-through onesies and stuff, and out here putting your stuff. So as for you as a woman, like what is the advice that you would give your daughter in that regard, to his point?
So I think what he said, as far as like, you representing, like your representation, your representative, or the way that you dress is a reflection of, can be considered a reflection of you. So I agree with that, honestly. I think that it should be more based on respect versus, if you dress like this, a man might do something to you, if that makes sense. Yeah. But as far as like self-respect, I agree with that 100%. Like, I would want my daughter to show up in a way where that you can tell that she respects herself.
Correct.
And other men also will hopefully respect her as well. So I agree with that. I just don't like it when it's tied to sexual assault or sexual.
Oh no, well, if my comment was taken as that,
no, she's talking about
my thing was more about perception.
Yeah,
and that's the perception. Like I agree with that 100%, because things can be perceived incorrectly. Like you said, if you're out drunk, I think that's perfect advice. If you're out drunk, make sure, or not drunk, not being out drunk. If you're out, don't drink too much, because men can be looking at you as an easy target. Or if you are drinking, make sure you have someone in a crew that isn't drinking, or things like that. So I agree with all of that 100%. And I do agree with perception. It's just the only thing I was caught up on was almost feeling like, dress controls how men treat you. And I think that to a certain extent, it can, maybe sometimes, honestly.
Right.
It can control how they think of you, maybe. But it's but if it's a creep and he's just be a creep, he can be a creep to a girl. So
like up here on this platform, like we're not we're not narrow-minded guys. Like we're very, we're very smart guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we take pride in a lot of things. Like for me, parenting is like I said, I'm trying to build a legacy, grandchildren, great grandchildren, because the things we were speaking of, not knowing, we're trying to ensure. So I didn't mean to bark at you, or I didn't mean to bark at you earlier. Like if I did.
Yeah, I was about to be like, should I just close out now and just
like it was more so me, because
it's more info guy.
This is what I do. I like to challenge them, because a lot of the times, like, my thought process is based off of because I grew up similar to their era. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always going to challenge them, because I see the lather. I'm looking at the internet. I'm an info guy. I'm gonna give you because it sparks conversation. I think a lot of times the dialogue is not there. Nobody really understands why things are said and being said, and why people are acting the way they're acting, or changing the narrative, or whatever the case may be. So I do this because I'm challenging my brain as well to think opposite, because it happened just today. I had to tell my daughter, you're not going out the house like that. Right. And she's 12. You know what I'm saying? So, and it wasn't nothing crazy, but it's enough to say no.
For a 12-year-old,
you're 12
right,
years old.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not.
Where'd she get it?
I'm not, because she has women in the family who go shopping and that's what they buy. To be honest with
So
you,
can I ask what she
that's all the clothing that
what you had to say
is out there now for them to wear.
Hold on,
So,
I just was curious. What did she have on that you felt was inappropriate? I'm just curious. No, just what did she have? Was it shorts or?
Yeah, so it was very short shorts.
Okay.
And I'm on the I'm a military kid, so you know your fingers your fingers is going too.
I'm with that too. I'm with that.
Your wrist hang over your shorts. You gotta turn around. You know what I'm saying? Midriffs and all this, like there's a lot of things that these girls is just that's what they are. That's what's in the stores.
Right.
I can't really go back and be like, hey, you gotta wear the most. Let's go to the boys section. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that to her.
Let me ask you this.
What?
As a woman, a lot of times if a woman come in with some inappropriate shit on, y'all even say like, oh, look, you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I've done it myself.
Right. So I'm not attacking, creeps saying that, I don't want to wear this. Like I said, it's about, you don't want to be that woman. You don't want your tits hanging out. You don't want your ass. And I feel like y'all thinking what I'm saying. Like if you're wearing anything with your ass or your tits out, I feel like it's inappropriate.
I should have wore a turtleneck to this show.
No, come on, man. You got on your pajamas. It looks like
I should have not pajamas. I should have wore a whole turtleneck.
Yo, you almost dressed like a Muslim. Nah, I mean, like you look like you fully dressed.
Nah, I don't see.
See, but you carry yourself.
I think there's levels, just like everything else.
It is level. Thank you.
Like my 12-year-old should not be going outside with shorts that are that short.
But
like
ask a woman though. That's because my wife used to do the same shit. Like,
do whatever the hell you want.
No. I'm saying this is what they tell they encourage it. Oh, you got a little booty. Show it. Go ahead, show it. Go ahead, wear this. Like that's encouraged.
I've never been around women that are encouraged. Yeah.
I wouldn't even.
Bro, I got sisters too. I've seen it. Like,
and they encourage like the girls to wear like revealing stuff.
No, see, I'm not saying revealing. I'm saying like we're talking about the shorts. Like to me, like at 12 years old, I don't think girls should be wearing them. Like certain, but he said another woman bought it, right?
So she knew what it looked like.
They already like other women and other girls do kind of encourage. Like if it's not the mother, sometime in most cases, it's cute,
right?
You know what I'm saying? It's I mean, like it's okay. And that's the things to see. We have a problem with, like he said, shorts, but I bet if you ask a woman or a girl, it's probably, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
But I think it's a slippery slope because I feel like it's a lot of focus on what the girls are doing and not enough focus on the grown men that are trying to talk to them, knowing that they're underage. I feel like you can't just focus on what the girls are. Oh, they're wearing these short shorts. So which I agree, they shouldn't be 12 wearing short shorts. But
we could talk. Nah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying you can't put too much focus on that and not put enough focus on these creeps and pedos, who are out here looking at it, because that's what you're trying to protect them from, is from these older men that are out here looking at these young girls, and y'all know they're looking at these young girls. So
I'm gonna let Z have it, but we don't even talk about what we're gonna do to them when we like what we do to them.
But it needs to be talked about over
the air.
But that's no. Not the raw version, not the raw version, but
what we're gonna do to them. I mean,
so for me is this.
But people still listen to R. Kelly, so I don't even believe that. People still support him.
I love R. Kelly.
So for me,
that's my point. So then everything else you're saying is kind of irrelevant if you.
Then you know what?
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna keep it real. If we get into that, we need to stop watching some of these movies in Hollywood.
Come on,
but you can't. That's the
listen
thing.
to Michael. You like Michael Jackson?
let me ask you this: do you
First of all, Michael Jackson, they actually came out and said that those were all lies. Like that's why
I
they
never believed it.
I didn't believe it either. I was just trying to be funny.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. So when we talk about Michael Jackson, but when you talk about R. Kelly, you know that he was molesting young girls or underage. So if you support him, how can you support him, but then at the same time say you want to protect your daughter from based on dress? Because
they're I mean, I love his music. I don't love what he does. Like, I don't like 12 Play to me is still one of the finest albums ever invented.
And he was writing that album while he had little girls in his studio doing stuff.
They weren't mine. They weren't mine.
So you only care about the black girls that
bro, real talk, like I'm keeping
like you only care about the black girls that are yours.
No,
that's the problem with society. That's what needs to be addressed. The focus needs to be off of dress and needs to be focused on that.
Now you're trying to say that because I like his music that I support what he does.
No. I'm speaking on you saying they're not yours, so you don't really care about that.
Like, no, I mean that's because you asking like because you're prying. You're looking for an answer to why. I mean, you asked me. I mean, you said, Joe, you listen to his music knowing that. I mean, I don't care about that part. Like, I know what he does, but I can't get the 12 Play album out of my head because he did some horrible things, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that I'm going to buy anything new. It's already like it's on my iTunes. And if it comes on my playlist, I'm going to listen to it.
Okay.
So can two things be true? Can you listen to his music and think about grown adult relationships?
I don't think about anything.
Ask the question, bro.
Like, what's going on?
I'm trying to ask you the question.
What?
I'm trying to help you.
Okay. Yeah, bro, I don't need help.
Calm down.
Bro, I don't need help.
I'm just asking you.
Go ahead.
Can you separate what he wrote the song for as opposed to you listening it as an adult and you thinking that the music is towards adult relationships? Can that happen?
I'm gonna keep it 100,000%.
Can that happen?
Listening to some of them lyrics now sounds creepy as fuck.
Exactly. It definitely sounds creepy.
I was just asking the question.
Not to say that I still don't appreciate good music that he made.
I don't.
But it's certain songs that some of that shit I'm like.
So I believe I can. So I believe I can fly. I'm not thinking about any little kids.
I mean, of course, that was a gospel song or something, whatever. Like, of course, that was one. Step in the Name of Love is another one. But if you want to go that route, but you said 12 Play. So if we're talking about 12 Play, that was a highly sexually charged.
Bump and grind. Bump and grind.
Yeah.
See, Bump and Grind sounds wild now when you think about it.
It does, but like I had children to songs like that, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it's hard.
Like, bro, like I made my first two children to the bumping, like to that first 12 Play album. Like y'all talking about, I don't care what he was thinking about. Like my mind ain't that deep. I'm just going off of the nostalgia that I have with that album doing, and I'm not gonna forget it because what he did. Like I'm not that, like, you know, like I said, I'm not the norm. I'm unorthodox.
No, that's actually norm because there's a lot of Black people that will not stop supporting R. Kelly. So you actually are the norm when it comes to that.
I mean, is that the norm for all men? Is that the norm for all men to you?
Not all men. I know some men that don't support him, but I'm saying that there's a lot of women and men that still support him.
See, I've never been like where I'm like, oh, well, I made children.
That's why I said I'm unorthodox.
He wasn't my R&B dude. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't, bro.
No, I'm just.
It's
I'm just
played
saying
while I was
saying in general.
Okay.
I'm just saying in general, like.
Yeah.
So I can't even. My mind is not even going into any direction with it. You feel what I'm saying? It's just
I don't think about it.
He made music. Then they caught this nigga doing crazy stuff. All right, yeah. Some of that stuff might be.
That's why I said some of it to me sounds crazy.
That's all I can
but
think about.
Again, like I said, I don't go out my way to play his
Thank
shit.
you. That's what
there are certain times I'm like, oh shit, I ain't
on,
heard this in a minute, and I might throw on a song from 12 Play, and then get to that part and be like, this shit sounds crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
you know
I'm not saying the whole album, bro. I'm just saying, I love Bump and Grind. My mind's telling me no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, his mom was telling him no,
body-
he was
My
fighting
body's
the
telling me yeah.
The worst
Bro,
one.
bro, but does that mean
That's
I support?
horrible.
See, but here's the thing. Does that mean that I support his actions?
Yes, it does.
Oh, time out, Lex. See, I was rocking with you too. You
It
said
does.
that.
what I'm saying?
It does. No,
I
the
don't-
only reason it does is because
that's
when
the
you
part-
know what the lyrics are tied to, so you can say, I don't think about that because that's not my mindset. But when you know what the lyrics are tied to and know, like, he actually was in the studio with underage girls when he was singing those that made him,
All right.
that,
Okay.
made him want to
take
sing
you
those songs.
What? All right. So what if it's just another song off 12 play and the lyrics aren't that?
I can't
Does
listen.
that make so because a person listens to something, you're trying to say that defines them? That like that's what they, you know what I'm saying? That's
And
what
I think
they're
I got it, y'all. I think I got it.
is that what you're
I
saying?
think I got you on this.
I'm just
one,
trying
though,
to
Lex.
understand because music is just music for real, for real.
But it's not just music when you know what their actions were, what actions were tied to it. That's the difference. Like it's the difference in if we didn't know any of this, then yeah, you could say it's just music, but you know what it's tied to, so you can't say that.
I got you. I mean, I do know what I mean, there's a lot of people who've done a lot worse in the world.
And
that
if
are tied
we
to
know
a
about
lot.
them, then we shouldn't support them either. Like
But see,
it's
that's
not,
the thing. Like, what's my man? He ran overseas. He molested his daughter or something. I keep wanting to say Woody Allen. It ain't Woody Allen.
Live strong, dude.
Was it him? He directed all the movies and shit back in the day.
Oh, no,
But he made some
Weinstein?
hits. Nah, it was another dude. I can't think of this dude's name. I'll call it in a minute. I forgot, but, you know.
Scorsese?
Nah, it was one, but it was something like that. Oh, I can't believe. But he made a lot of joints in the 80s, right? It wasn't Mario Puzo. It wasn't him. It was somebody else. But he ran over there because he knew that they couldn't indict him and bring him back. You know, extradite him and bring him back. So, but he was still making hits. You know what I'm saying? Or like my man that just got indicted and went to jail not too long ago. Your man, the fucking other guy. This guy, he just literally
the one in New York that was friends with Oprah and all of them people.
Nah, the movie director, the big one. He literally just got.
why, Harvey,
Yeah, Harvey
That's
Weinstein.
what I'm saying.
These
Yeah, we
people.
said-
Oh yeah, okay. These people knew he was doing this shit. Gwyneth Paltrow. All these people knew he was doing this shit. They was getting them Oscar roles. They wasn't saying nothing because they was advancing their career. Only up until a certain point. You know what I'm saying? When it was like, oh, okay, now it's the gravy train to get on it. You know what I mean?
but that doesn't make it. That doesn't make what he did any less. You know what I mean? Just because, yeah.
I'm going back to what you were saying when we speaking on it and boycotting certain shit. That was the point I was trying to make. I'm glad you
Support.
said that
R. Kelly
because I
writing
drifted.
it.
Yeah, I drifted. I'm glad you brought me back. That was the point I'm trying to make. If we go and boycott a lot of shit, Hollywood itself has to just get shut down. All this shit that's going on out there, gotta get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? All the children molestation, all of this stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm with you. If you're going to shut down R. Kelly, like I said, there's certain shit I can't listen to now.
See,
you know
but
what
the
I'm saying?
thing, Z,
I respect
is
that.
with that is people already supported him during the fiasco.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
your money paid for that.
Yeah, like everybody here probably had an R. Kelly album during this.
Hell yeah.
What I'm saying is that support.
Somebody else.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't condone. Okay, two different words. I don't condone his actions, but I still listen to his music occasionally when it pops up on my playlist.
And
But
then
you
so
said you didn't care because it wasn't your.
I mean, I
That
want to
kind of hurt. Like as a black woman, because it goes into the thing of, and I'm not trying to get into battle of sexes, but it goes into the thing of black women are the least
That was
protected.
insensitive. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
and then
apologize.
it's so
I
true.
apologize. I apologize because I didn't want to come across as insensitive. I was just trying to crack jokes. So I do apologize. Like I said, I have a wife, I have daughters, I have a mother, and I also have aunts and everything else who I respect with the utmost. So I do apologize if that came across like that. It was just cracking a joke.
Okay.
Because for real, the whole R. Kelly situation is a joke. Like that's like, and it is a joke because I could just say Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle cracked 1 million jokes on it. Like, it's funny, but is it funny what he did with what he was doing? But we laughed at the joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's comedy. Like, I'm up here cracking jokes, and if you feel some type of way about that, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm gonna
when
refrain.
victims are involved, it's hard to, like when it's real victims, it's hard to take it as a joke.
So for me, when it comes to this, like, I'm all for, like, we have.
Do you watch Dave Chappelle?
Separate things.
Are you asking me? Because
for me, we have to separate things, because if we don't, we're going to continue going down this rabbit hole
back and forth,
and we're going to continue to have this whirlwind of you as a woman explaining and saying, hey, these are the victims, etc. Them continue to crack jokes, because I think they're in it.
I've been quiet.
In their error.
When you heard me say this is a slippery slope, right, and I backed out this conversation.
I'm not trying to make an excuse for anything. What I'm saying is,
I already apologized.
What I'm saying is,
go ahead.
Just like he's saying he made a joke, like, I don't never want to like have that be a disdain for victims. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. That's
like,
not
that what we should always separate that shit, because at the end of the day, like, we know we've been given the discernment. Even the crazy motherfuckers know that they do shit wrong.
Right.
They know. I don't care how crazy you call them. They know they did it wrong. They know. They may have mental fucked up problems with their brain, but they know they did it wrong, because if we are going to have faith and we're going to believe in all of the things that we believe in, right? Maybe some people don't believe in that, but if I do, and I feel like if you got a discernment, you should understand when it's time to separate things. That's how I feel about it. When we're talking about victims, shit is bad. That's the same thing with
I would never
the Suki thing.
I don't think. I just think she don't know us.
Yeah,
I don't think she.
Of course she doesn't. I'm not. I'm just saying, speaking in general for the audience.
Yeah.
The Suki thing. She can be a victim and also be a predator too.
Correct.
Because most predators probably were victims before. Am I right? Can you say that, like, some percentages of people who've been predators in their life have probably been preyed on before?
Definitely, that's how it starts.
Isn't that like a high
90% of the shit?
That's
like
90%.
That's like 90%.
Looking at facts.
Yeah, that's like 90%.
So a lot of people who have gone through that pain become the predators because they don't. That's all they know, right? So I just want to separate things, hold everything accountable. I'm not going to chastise you because you listen to the music. If you're thinking when you listen to that music, you just having relations with your wife, cool. But at the same time,
I understand what it really is.
That motherfucker wrote that music for underage kids. That was facts.
So,
that's true.
But does it take away the fact that I'm sorry that it happened?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But that's what it's coming across as.
There's two things can be true. You can listen to that music and think it's just about adult relationships, but we know also that nigga wrote lyrics to songs about underage women, and that's just what it is.
And
that's
I understand that,
like.
bro.
Huh?
This is why I'm so tight on my children, bro. Because I don't even get into it because I ain't trying to be like. This is the why. The reason I am tight the way my daughters, and I say certain things like you can't or you shouldn't, because somewhere along the line for them to get lost in that sauce, somebody dropped the ball, right? Like, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, where do we draw the line as fathers, big brothers, cousins, whatever, to your daughters, sisters, whatever, nieces,
sons too. Because obviously
Yeah, sons too, definitely. But just to stick to the conversation we talked about with the dressing thing, because again, like I don't want to give off this perception that all sexual assaults happen just because of way a woman.
Hell no,
like,
that's not even.
That's not what it is. I like my thing is just again, I'm just big on perception. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Not even to be physically assaulted, just to be approached in a certain way. Period. I don't want this man thinking that that's easy. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying from the beginning.
He can fuck you easy. You know what I'm saying? To be graphic about it, I want him to think, oh, as my speaking directly to my daughters. If I was talking to them, yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you out hanging out, it's girls' night out. Yeah, cool. You throw on something sexy, that's cool. But don't carry yourself in that character. You know what I'm saying? Like, get you a little drink, post up, be cool. He come to you, giggle, whatever the fuck you. But you don't be out there dancing, twerking, taking your shoes off in the middle of the dance floor, shaking your ass, like rubbing your titties, like, because now the vultures is on you. The niggas is in VIP. Yo, come here. Now he think he gonna pop you off for the night. Now he trying to feed you liquor. Now you in a certain environment that you really uncomfortable being in. Now you put yourself in a certain situation. So that's just, in a nutshell, that's just how fast shit can get out of control. So again, not to say you dressed in this way, it's the perception you give when you act in a certain light. And that's just my only thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can be dressed anyway. You could be out there with fucking bell bottoms on and acting like that, and niggas are still gonna look at you like that. So my thing is always perception. Don't carry yourself like the fucking hoe or the slut or the, you know what I'm saying?
You think it's carrying yourself like a slut if a woman twerks? I'm just curious. I'm not.
No, see, and that's why I said it makes it.
I'm just
what I'm saying. That's why, hey, Lex, no, you trying to line me up. Nah, Lex, you trying to line me up, but I'm gonna get you right back. Because that's why I specifically said, don't be in the middle of the floor taking your shoes off in the club.
So
popping your ass in the middle. There you go. That just
her feet can't even hurt. Her feet can't even hurt. She is slut.
Listen, okay, I can only give you from a. All right, let me reverse it for you. If you seen a dude in the club taking his shirt off, swinging it around all wild, it's just gonna paint up certain picture for you. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So as men, I can only speak from a man's POV.
That's the problem.
I promise you. I know it might be wrong and it might come off as, you know, too mannish, but men are gonna perceive certain women a certain way depending on how they're acting in a certain environment. If Kathy that works in fucking accounting is at the Christmas party and all of a sudden she pull her titties out, oh shit, I can fuck Kathy. I never knew that. I would have never bothered Kathy before. Kathy got her titties out at the Christmas party now. Monday morning, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how men think, and we just can't help that because it's what's the energy that you gave off. Now, guess what? As a real nigga, I stepped to Kathy. Yo, Kathy, what's going on? Ah, nigga, get out my face. Boom. Let me slide off. Yeah. That's just it. That's where it stops at. Now I can't perceive it as no hole, no nothing.
The titty come
Maybe
out.
she got a little too loose at
the
Christmas
so
party.
the titties I understand, but can we get back to the shoes? So if a woman takes her shoes, I'm really curious about this. So
it's something with me, right? It's something with me, right? Maybe I feel sorry for you, woman, but we know what goes down on these club floors. People is throwing up, spilling liquor, needles, and all kind of hypodermic shit, cocaine shit residue, and you taking your shoes off, twerking on the floor, and then walking through this shit. Nah, man, that's wild, yo.
Like it ain't nothing. Like,
yeah, that's wild, yo. I can't. I understand, ladies, but to me, when I see that, I just automatically assume the bottom of your foot is filthy.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I would never take my shoes off. Like, I agree with that. But I just had to, I was like, I never thought, like, when I saw women do that, I never thought, oh, she a slut. I always just thought.
No, it's not she a slut. It's just you in here dancing on the same dance floor that 100,000 Timberlands done stuffed up tonight.
Risks, man.
Athlete's foot.
You take risks, man.
All kind of wild shit happening.
You're a risk taker.
Yes. So, you know, like I said, it's all a perception. You know what I mean? Don't present yourself as a certain character.
I get that.
And you won't get that energy back.
Right. That's it. You know, nothing more. It ain't specifics. You know, just don't carry yourself like my man say, like, if you carry yourself like a hoe,
right,
you're gonna get treated like a hoe.
Right.
Period. I mean,
That can go
and
for
if-
men too, though, right?
Yeah,
Or
see,
no?
I was going to say that because I know that's your rebuttal. I was going right into it. I was going to say, if you carry yourself like a jackass or a nincompoop, you're gonna get or a fucking creep. You're gonna get or a hoe. See, but
You don't think men can be hoes, apparently.
See, yeah, I don't. I just think just like the what's the P word? Just like the patriarch says, like, yeah, the man has to work and he has to go, blah blah. Men are hoes, men are dogs since before before dinosaurs existed.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Now it doesn't mean that we can't change from that, but if that's already in our DNA, y'all know that going in. So why are we even acting like y'all don't know? Like
Is that
y'all
in
know.
your DNA?
Yes.
Okay, so when are we?
Yes.
When are we
But you don't know where we come from, so how you know that that's in your DNA?
Because I hump because I've humped because I've humped multiple women. I know that it's in my like you don't gotta tell a dog to have sex. Like he just automatically knows that bitch is he's gonna jump on her, gonna have sex with her. Is that true?
But
Like
if that's the case, the women who have sex with multiple men or a lot of men, you could say it's in their DNA because that's what they do.
yes.
I mean,
He don't like that. He don't like that.
I'm just-
Okay, he feels
You can as a woman.
He-
You just can't.
he's saying as a woman you can't be a hoe, but as a man you can. Now this is where we differentiate. Like I feel like
He says
I'm
it's okay.
I'm with equality. Like I feel like if a man could be a hoe, hey, then a woman could be a hoe. It's just up to you. The thing is, you have to realize there are there are going to be consequences to both actions.
I agree.
Are you man enough as a woman to do it like a man, to take the consequences and the repercussions of what's going to be said about you
Right.
on the other end? So I do agree. Hey, if you want to do it, knock yourself out. Go do what you're going to do.
No.
But he doesn't feel y'all,
You
women.
want to be on Maury with 5 different dudes talk about some he's the father because you done fucked 7 niggas that month and you don't know who's who.
Use a whore.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
just wild. Like,
Yeah.
but as men, if she never messed with nobody else, and you mess with 30 different women that month, and you got all 30 of them pregnant, all 30 of those babies yours. Shorty can fuck 30 different niggas that month. She gotta wait till this DNA come out.
Yeah,
to
to
figure out
find
who
out.
baby this is.
Oof.
That's just a wild scenario. You know what I mean? Now,
Oof.
trust me, it's crazy as fuck.
Oof.
This nigga got 30 babies on him.
Oof.
Don't get me wrong.
Juicy.
But just
I need a
the
beer.
perception of you let 30 niggas nut in you, and now
Yeah.
you got to figure out
See,
out of these
And,
30
and
niggas.
you don't think that it's bad that a man literally gave his sperm to 30?
let me ask you. Yeah.
Nah, it's
No, because I mean,
see,
first
it's
of all,
not. It's like 65,
Is it?
45.
no.
Yes, I'm if I'm brought up on Maury with 30 other niggas,
Yeah,
that's terrible.
That's
I'm gonna
terrible.
feel like shit.
Who's
That's
who's
right.
more embarrassed? Who's more embarrassed?
What?
Who's more embarrassed?
Yes,
Honestly,
29
honestly,
niggas?
honestly,
All these
In
niggas
the
nut in you?
same week?
God. I mean, but see,
Well,
this
if
is
they
where
went
the
to
double
Maury,
standard.
obviously they're not embarrassed. So.
Nah, yeah, she's definitely not. Nah, she just wants the money. She needs to pay for the diapers and shit. Nah, but I'm saying equality. He doesn't want it, and I want it because I want to see it. I want to be Marvel because, like, to me, she'd be a superhero. Yeah, like to me, a woman who could live like that, sex of multiple, like to me, that's like he said there was a race of Africans who were like that. Like they had multiple husbands. Yeah. So to me, I feel like if it's in, I'm with it. But the thing is, like I said, would I marry her?
Goes back to the P word.
What was the P word? Patriarchy.
Yeah, because then I
Patriarchy.
still feel like it's a.
See, would you see? I don't want see, but I'm not marrying her.
You can only plant one egg in the
What?
oven. You know what I'm saying? Like,
One
but I don't know. I'm just weird like that. I just can't
Yeah.
see like. Again, you're a woman. you know, if you get pregnant, you want to know, you know what I'm saying? Like there's only this, that's your
You
womb.
should want to know who.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the
I mean,
womb,
women
that's
should protect their wound. I agree with that.
like,
Women
it's
need to
just,
protect their
it's
wound.
men, you know,
cherish
we
you.
loose with our penis for lack of a better
Exactly.
term, but you know, we've all made wild decisions. I just feel like if I was born a woman, I'm just like not letting any dude, you know, smash, especially raw, because I gotta know if I'm willing to have this baby with you, my
He
nigga.
gonna smash 4 more.
Yeah, and then he go smash 4 more. Like my vagina already does so many different things. Let me pause that. But you know what I'm saying? It feeds every month. It does this. It does that. Now I'm letting.
What else does it do besides bleed? I don't think I even know the other 3.
I don't know.
Do y'all need help?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making up shit now. But yeah.
There's one thing it does do.
This is just the most sacred place on the fucking that's ever been invented. You know what I'm saying? This is the womb. This is where your child is.
Come on, man.
Like, stop letting anything up.
Yeah,
in there.
you can't just let some creepo. Yo, that's like, yeah, man. No,
Right.
goddamn it.
That's just the double standard in life. I'm sorry, yo. That's
you could do it, but you're gonna reap the. Do you? So would you? Okay, first of all, everything that you're saying, right? I've noticed. I was like, yeah. Do you dress certain way? You're like, no. I don't like you dress, but you say that, you know, because we look at that it's wrong. But like I said, women, like y'all actually agree with us until it's time to not agree with us
to make their point.
I don't think it's about not agreeing. So some of the stuff you say I do agree with, but some of the things it does kind of read as sexist a little bit. So I'm a believer that I have a certain way that I'm gonna carry myself as a woman, but I also try not to judge other women for carrying themselves a different type of way, because I feel like every woman, every person has the ability or should have the ability or capability to be who they want to be and how they want to express themselves. So if you out here twerking, you know, and naked and showing your titties, like I wouldn't do that, but that ain't gonna make me look at you and try to judge you, because I just don't believe in slut shaming, in other words.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Lex. Do we believe in thug shaming? Because the same way y'all want us to approach the 20-year-olds and tell them to pick their pants up, pull that fucking dumbass mask you got on, take it off, stop. You know, now are we gonna, as the OGs in our society, in our culture, are we gonna have to? Because, like you said, you don't slut shame, but I think we can all deem there's certain things that are just inappropriate. And as men, if we speak on it to certain women, we're going to be looked at as speaking out of place. This
or sexist,
right? But y'all can check a young nigga and tell him to pull his pants up.
No, I'm not checking nobody and telling him to pull his pants up. He knew how his pants looked when he came out the house. If that's how he wants to dress, that's on him. That has nothing to do with me.
Bro, they're not.
So at the end of the day, like, yeah,
type people, bro. Yeah. Like we're built to do that.
Right? Yeah, I guess we are.
Yeah, built like on average, like they're not. Unless they're the older OG grandma type, young man, pick your pants up. You know, like the generation under that and further.
I agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, fuck it. Because I remember my grandma, like, you know, she tell everybody, like, she come outside and, hey, pick that up with the ground. Like, checked everybody. To whereas nowadays, like I said, the ball has been dropped and kids are running amok. Yeah. And it's because generation us and down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one up and down.
Well, now you got the grandmas that's online, you know, twerking and doing all of that too. So I don't even know where this shit happened, because I've seen a lot of videos lately of grandmas that's, you know, shaking ass on the camera and everything.
Yeah. Like mother-daughter duos wearing the same stuff, going to the club together, and they 30, 40 years apart. And they trying to act like them, and I'm like, bro, like, I get it. I don't want nobody to like try to, you know, make how young they feel or their youth or whatever they want to feel to express themselves. But I think at some point, like, we got to draw the line in that, like in regards to like separating things. Like, you know, I'm in the entertainment industry. 9 times out of 10, I don't want to go. I don't like being really out with the young crowd. Like that's not my mode no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not my mode.
So for me, I look at it as just work.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we don't want to keep her.
I just realized
it was almost 10 o'clock.
Lex. Yeah,
man,
I was like, I didn't even eat dinner tonight. What in the world?
Yeah, like but we got food for thought. We got food for thought tonight.
There you go. That's a good one.
Thank you. Yeah,
we appreciate you.
Dope. Yeah,
yes, definitely.
We'll have a time.
Hopefully you didn't get too upset with me. Sorry.
Nah, of course, man. Like I deal with women all the time. I came back and I apologize. So
okay,
But I think this is great. This is why
we got to have you on again.
Yeah, we do.
All right, sounds good. Have some non-battle of the sexes topics.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah. You're not afraid to speak your mind, so we
appreciate that.
Definitely. It was nice meeting y'all. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye.
All right.
Oh man, we
all right.
Sign off too.
Yeah, we about to sign off, everybody. If anybody's still up, I didn't know it was 10 o'clock. But
stop the cap.
I didn't know it was 10 o'clock.
That was dope, man. Shout out to Lex.
Yeah, we about to see y'all Thursday, man.
I'm about to get cussed out.
I gotta have.
Spit is sick with no remedy. All my thoughts come from loud and some Hennessy. God told me show mercy to my enemy. What the devil saying make his ass a memory. I'm blacking out and yesterday is just a blur to me. And the only way to stop me is to murder me. I spit it hot, I burn a track to the 3rd degree. A surgeon to the beat, I give it open heart surgery. I give it life, I keep it real. I'm spitting life, my wrongs, my rights, my kids and wife. Life's a gamble, I pitching dice. Bob Barker grind, looking for the right price. Stuck in the trap for the cheese like mice. Lance Armstrong.
Good God. Yo, man.